Rapinoe with the angled run. Rapinoe looking for the finish. And Rapinoe provides the finish. She can do no wrong.
Made it look easy. Oh, hey, y'all. Jay Cutler wants to join the Dolphins.
I try to tell people this broadcasting ain't for everybody.
He hasn't even done it yet. Let's give out AFC Championship tickets.
Oh, look at that.
That is
Cocky.
I'm here for that.
cockiest thing I've seen in a while. Jordan says quiet is the best. Duh.
He did not say that.
Yo,
He
yo,
did not
no.
evaluate
That's what
talent.
I
We
heard
all
you
know
say.
that. Exactly.
I heard
We
you
know
say
that.
it. And it's time to end this once and for all.
Yeah, no water-based dunks. This is Sports Nation.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota.
Marcellus Wiley, the undefeated Clinton Yates, who Amin will come out here and try to call George, and we'll all laugh, but it's not that funny.
Oh, man,
and yes, Amin El Hassan will join us later. But But first up, we have a bit of some breaking news.
About?
Oh, buddy. Clippers owner Steve Ballmer is freeing Doc Rivers from his front office responsibilities so he can focus on coaching. He will continue to have a very strong voice in personnel and organizational matters, and he will partner with Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations, Lawrence Frank, who will now oversee it, including GM Marcellus. Evaluate your team, please.
Wake me up when we got some breaking news. This ain't breaking news.
Oh, my.
First of all, shout out to Clip City, Chip City. Here we go.
Clip City.
You ready for this?
Hold on. I'm sorry. Freed him from his responsibility.
Yeah,
This
and-
sounds like they just didn't have the guts to throw him out of the Staples Center altogether.
Yeah, and then put the guy in charge who's the guy that Doc Rivers hired.
I love Lawrence Frank.
Ooh.
For the record.
Well, I love Lawrence Frank, too. Former coach, hired by Doc Rivers.
Right.
And now he's Doc Rivers' boss. Yeah, Rivers is his boss. Yeah, right. You know that's some BS. Let me give you this. Pat Riley went through this before. Pat Riley was like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you focus in a little more on the coaching? Okay, I'll appoint the GM who's going to be someone that I hire. This is nothing new in the
been there the
NBA.
whole time.
And still, I know, but guess what? Doc Rivers put him in place to now be the guy who's in charge, but he still has Doc Rivers' ear.
We're calling this the Austin Rivers rule, right? Because once you get your son way too much money to pay and never play, then you've got to.
He's a starter now.
Right?
Respect
I'm just saying. I respect
by
Austin
default.
Rivers. Come to the Wizards. We could use him.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
Respect.
You want him? Okay.
What,
Anyways,
the backup?
We've got. Can we just let's take a trip? Let's just try to figure out the good moves, the bad moves, what your team has done, so we can, instead of making fun of you like we want to do, try to be honest about what has happened. All right. These are the quote unquote good moves.
First of all, these are great moves if you think about it. Look, I didn't want Chris Paul to leave. Let me not get out of pocket saying bye-bye, Chris Paul. But when Chris Paul left and I saw 8 players return in his absence, I said, Jerry West up there cooking up something.
So those are great.
Yeah.
Not good, they're great. How about these? What would you say about these?
All right, Austin Rivers is going to ball out. I'm all in for that. Let me go there. Let's see.
Talk to me. Talk to me. I don't
I'm trying to
hear
read
you.
those names.
You want me to help you out? You got a little Jeff Green, a little Lance
Uncle
Stevenson,
Jeff,
little
former
Spencer
Hoya, my
Hawes.
boy.
I will say everyone would have did the Spencer Hawes move. No one knew that Spencer Hawes would come here and forget basketball. So no one saw that coming. But other moves like that, yeah, questionable. But what GM hasn't made questionable decisions? I'll wait.
Can we agree? You shouldn't be the coach and the GM.
Yeah.
Those duties should be
How
divvied
long
up,
is this
right?
going to last, though? This situation doesn't seem tenable. I mean, even if you say he installed his own guy, you can't sit here and tell me that that's actually going to work without something going super haywire before the end of the season.
Well, look, I mean, it's obviously always going to be a 51-49 relationship. I hate when people say 50-50. There's no such thing as 50-50. Somebody has the leverage, and now the leverage has swung for Lawrence Frank. Respect, but I think he's going to always respect Doc Rivers and sometimes defer to Doc Rivers because he's in the trenches, he's on the court, he knows the pulse of this team. That said, so far, the acquisitions this offseason, respect. Jerry West has put his fingerprints on his franchise. Next year, big free agency market, I think things going to be good for
Are
him.
you as excited for the start of Clippers season this time as you were last time?
Absolutely. Hell no, I'm not.
No. Can Lawrence Frank dunk a basketball? That's what I want to know.
No, I love him. But he can drop an F-bomb with the best of them.
Yeah, he's a good
for that,
dude. I like
mad
him.
respect.
I like him.
Moving on to football.
Now I can button up.
Cutler to the rescue. I've never said that before. Jay Cutler may consider putting his broadcasting career on hold to sign with the Dolphins. According to ESPN.com's Jeff Darlington, Cutler would only join the Dolphins if he was given a chance to start, as well as get paid like a starter. For more on that, here is Jeff. Take a listen.
let's play out one of the obvious potential scenarios of surgery. If that were to happen, then I would in fact say that it would be likely that Jay Cutler would come back. At this point, Jay Cutler has expressed interest in playing for Adam Gase and putting his career as a broadcaster, brand new as it might be, on hold while he did return to the field. As you mentioned, he has experience with Adam Gase, had the best season of his career in 2015. He was in a situation then when he was throwing to receivers he barely knew. He feels like he could come back and continue to do that for the Dolphins.
You know what I'm going to ask?
Yes, ma'am.
The better fit here, is it Cutler or would it be Kaepernick?
Neither one. Neither one is a realistic fit. But look, I mean, they both have warts in their situations. And let's be real about it. If you talk about Jay Cutler, you just told us you were done. You said it publicly, no, this is my priority broadcasting. I've turned it off. Talking to any guy who's retired, like myself, others, when you turn that switch off, kind of hard to turn it on. We've seen it happen before, but at the same time, I don't trust that mindset. That said,
even if it's fresh.
That said, yeah, even if it's fresh. That said, hey, milk it. Why not delay broadcasting? It's not going anywhere. Try and get $20 million if you can and go out there and become a starter. So I don't say that. Kaepernick situation, I simply say this. This is going to be a tug of war. You got your owner who supported the protest and actually re-signed players that protested. But then you got a fan base that's 34% Cuban that saw you wear a Fidel Castro shirt.
That's a problem.
Ah!
But
I don't think either one's going to be there.
It wasn't just wearing the shirt. He defended it in a way that was actually intellectually rather idiotic. For all the things that he's done, and I think that Kaepernick was completely in the right to protest things the way that he did. But what he said about that Castro situation made no sense. As for Cutler, yo, I'm here for this. Ballers, Season 4, Cutler showing up in Miami J. Are you kidding me? With the convertible and the white jacket with the hair slicked back, I am all for him.
Hasn't Ballers already showed you don't have to play to actually be on the show?
That's true.
I mean,
But
damn,
I want
the cameos are extensive.
I need Miami J. Big time. Smoking on the sidelines, the whole nine.
Yeah, I guess the lesser of two evils would be Jay Cutler, even though
I'm talking pure ability.
Oh, pure ability?
Yeah, we are talking about a football team. Like, who would you rather have out there?
Well, a football team is a business, and as a business, you got to factor in more than just ability. We know that. That's why Kaepernick is on the sidelines right now. Let's just be realistic. I would say Kaepernick. I would say Kaepernick. You're saying just stay on the field, but it's not going to happen.
Why not?
Cause and method. There is a difference between what Kaepernick's cause was, which we all support, but then the method
we don't all support it. I mean, in fairness.
I would say more people support that than not. The cause that he's fighting for.
I think more people don't know what he's actually fighting for.
Well, that's because of the method.
That's the problem.
And the problem is the method. Look, NFL players who are now coming out saying, hey, he needs a job. Hey, this is wrong. Last year, you had your opportunity to protest with him if you respected the cause. Everyone did. But you didn't respect the method. That's why you didn't do it the same way.
I would disagree. There is a team mentality. There is a fear to stand out. There's a fear to ruffle feathers. And it starts in middle school all the way up to being adult. Not everyone is cut out to take a stand on anything. Not everyone can handle sort of the hatred and the venom that comes at you when you are the guy that goes forward or the woman that goes forward to take a stand. It's not easy. And I think a lot of people may or may not have agreed with him, but they weren't willing to put their butts on the line and be the guy.
Let's not overlook the Castro situation here again. Right. Well, like him going to Baltimore would have been a great fit for him, but going to Miami, it's the fan base. It's not just the team.
Right, but you're telling me you can't go out there and do a public press conference and say, man, that was stupid, and I am sorry. Because I've heard from both sides of a Cuban community, some that said we'll never forgive him, and some that said, you know what, we would support the Dolphins. We would be okay with that.
To your original point, the fear aspect, there are several owners who have already shown through their pocketbooks or through their words that they supported the protest. So those players on those teams have no excuse under your thought process. That said, I don't think guys were scared. I really think, and in talking to some guys candidly, a lot of guys said, I'm already in the community. I'm already doing something about this. These thoughts and these words are turning to actions that I'm already doing. Yes, ma'am.
There is supporting and agreeing with someone, and then there's being willing to deal with the headache that comes with going out there.
Hold on.
No, it's a
headache
it's
versus the fact that people are getting killed and you're going to pick the headache? No one's scared of that. Here's the real thing about it, Mama.
It's one thing to say, of course I disagree with the way certain things are done in this country. It's awful. It's another thing to antagonize and alienate those around you that may or may not understand what you stand for and say, to hell with them, I'm still going to go out here and I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to stand, I'm going to kneel, I'm going to say whatever I need to say. Not everyone's cut out to do any of that.
I understand that, but but look, you're actually making
It's
the cause
hard.
and method approach valid for me. The cause, everyone said, I'm with you, Kaepernick. The method, the way you did it, is not what I'm supporting. And that's where he is right now, the divide. And some of the things he did, people were sitting there, even some of his allies saying, maybe that was too far. As you just said about the Castro situation.
I think also, more importantly, the Dolphins as a franchise are not ready for this situation.
No.
There are certain teams that are. There are certain teams that are. Miami,
That's another
no,
thing.
not even remotely close.
No. And look, where are you from? Texas. Respect. There are things you know about
Small
your
town, Texas.
small town, right? If
Yeah.
I went to your city, there are things that you know that's not even on the map. You'd say, make a left here, go over there, take 3 paces. I'll be like, whoa. I'm from that locker room. I'm trying to tell you, there are things that I've seen that guys do have the
But
gravity,
Marcellus,
and they are ready for this moment.
We
but
have
guess
seen
what?
it. We have
they
seen
didn't
it.
agree fully
We've
with
seen
him.
it in our business alone. There are certain topics that come. There are certain things that happen in the world. Some of us in this world are willing to go out and say things about it, and some of us
Hand in
aren't.
there.
Some of us are willing to send texts and DMs, but we sure as hell aren't going to go out there and put our name on it.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Respect.
And so that's what I'm talking about. You can believe and repeat and say everything that you believe that this guy's right in what he believes and thinks, but to go and put your name and face on it is a different thing.
Well, how
altogether.
come
you know how angering that is when you know you're right about something and all you get are silent DMs and texts? Like, go out there and
But
say something about it.
Why now then you're hearing so many guys? And then at the moment there were guys who did speak in support. And now you're hearing a lot more
The
speak in
football
support.
season started back because guys are dropping on depth charts because it's actual news now as opposed to summer where it was just a theoretical.
So when guys are talking about it, you don't think guys wanted to walk with him as well? You guys are missing.
No, I
you're
didn't
missing
think
the boat
that.
on that.
I didn't see that.
I don't think guys are scared as much as you guys are protesting.
I don't think they just don't. I don't want to deal with it. Their lives are happy. Why get anything in that? It's not worth it to a lot of people. I get it.
Yeah.
It's the way it is. Can we talk cocky football, please? Because the Patriots are doing things that I think is funny. 2018 AFC Championship tickets are already sent to season ticket holders. The Patriots say the tickets are part of a pay-as-you-go plan. If the team makes the playoffs, the fans get charged for the tickets. If they miss the playoffs, if it's possible, the fans don't get charged. Look, only fans who ask for the tickets receive them. Should the Patriots be more humble, or is this fantastic?
Sit down.
I'm not saying sit down, be humble. Don't make me do this every time.
Be humble.
I am 41 years old and not cool at all. Do not try to make me be cool. It's not going to happen. Have you seen my pants? Have you seen my pants today?
Together?
I'm wearing grandma pants.
Together, though.
Yeah, together.
I'll make it work.
Fit of the day, kiddos.
Mama, that small town in Texas, let's drive through a small town called the NFL locker room.
Yeah.
This is nothing new. This story is not just exclusive to the Patriots. A lot of teams do this. They did this when I played. You would get your season ticket package, and then you'd be like, oh, what's this at the end? Playoff tickets? We're going to the playoffs. All right. And the good teams are cocky when they do it, and the bad teams are delusional when they do
love
it.
this.
But this is nothing new.
That hurts.
I love this because I'm tired of the Patriots acting like it's their God-given right to be good, as opposed to actually being cocky and telling people we're going to beat your brains in. I'm here for a cocky franchise, not just one that says, oh, of course we're going to be there. How else would it be?
Well,
this is the way the world works.
it is.
If you're going to show up and tell somebody, yo, this is what we do, and you're not going to be able to stop us, I'm a much bigger fan of that, as much as I can't stand Boston.
You know what would have been even cockier is if you just went ahead and charged everybody.
Yo.
Like, yeah,
we already good.
Yeah, you're good. Credit card's good.
But it's the Patriot way, so if they're not...
See, that's what I'm not here for, the Patriot way. Forget about the Patriot way.
They'll find a way to get in the playoffs.
No way. Ain't no Patriot way.
Oh, yes, there is.
Getting a cutthroat dude who's
They have showed through many gates that they will hop through. The gates, they will find a gate
So many gates.
to make sure that they can get into the playoffs. They're going to find a way in the playoffs. That's how
I
they
kind of
go.
love it. But if I other teams, though, surely you're just like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Especially the bad teams that do the same damn thing.
Bless their hearts.
I know.
Bless their
Delusional.
hearts. Bad news, kind of. 3 years. Joe Mauer, Rangers, Twins. Joe Mauer. Said that name in a minute.
Ranging.
Oh.
All right.
That was weird. He slipped a little bit.
Yeah.
I love the looking in the glove.
Yeah.
Look at this. He looks in the glove afterward. Like, what? What's there?
Oh, that's
What's
a
there?
great,
Nothing.
that's a great slow-mo face.
Nothing's there at all.
Nick Delmonico.
That's a fresh name.
It's a good restaurant.
I'll bet some pizzerias everywhere.
Oh, terrible route to the
like a
ball.
steak from
Terrible route to the
Delmonico.
ball.
I'm saying.
You go there?
Circuitous route. Circuitous route to the ball. That was bad outfielding. 101.
Oh,
Straight
really?
to the rock. Stop.
Okay, that's profound.
That wasn't good at all.
Beat.
Good Lord, Manny Machado. Oh, no. No, you know what? I'm Team Machado ever since he said baseball.
We had nothing bad from the NFL Hall of Fame game. Like,
Oh, was there a football game?
there was a football game last night. We didn't get one jeer.
Doesn't sound
Look at
right.
this. 3 baseball. Ooh, he hit the switch, though.
I don't think we knew who any of the people were. Coming up after the break, Michael Jordan says Kawhi Leonard is the best two-way player in the history of life. Or maybe just the NBA. Is he right? We'll discuss.
Or just on Friday. This is Sports Nation.
A series.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. And in part by Sprite. Cool, crisp, refreshing.
They're going to create the illusion in New York that they might bring Carmelo back.
So best fit for Carmelo? Maybe the New York Knicks.
The Carmelo Anthony drama, who knows where he's going to wind up?
They want to go in a different direction. That's something I have to consider, out of my control. At the end of the day, nobody's untouchable in this league.
The drama is the gossip, the drama is the rumors.
Every day it's a new team. I don't say this, I don't say that, and I don't haven't said anything yet. It's not dead until the deadline's over.
We have no idea where that's going to go. It's fun following.
Welcome back. Amin's here now, so you'll hear that voice.
Yeah.
The little Carmelo Anthony topic right off here. New York Knicks, that whole thing is going to go on for the rest of our
Buckets.
lives. He talked with SVP yesterday to tell him about his offseason, where he's at with this team. Have a listen.
I think at this point, we all know kind of where we stand as far as myself, as far as the Knicks organizations. They know how I feel. I know how they feel. We spoke. We have been in communication. So, you know, like I said, at this point, you know, we're just going to see what happens, man. And I just want to enjoy my off season, despite everything that's surrounding me, and, you know, just go from there.
I'm worried about his eyes. Is he okay?
Yeah, that's that single life.
Man, what is
Living that
happening?
life.
That
Boy,
is
he's back in them
stupid.
streets. He's back in them streets tough.
Dressing less, going out more.
Amin, I will start with you, since you know basketball, kind of.
Why not?
Wherever this man ends up, will he be an impact player?
I think the short answer is yes, right?
I don't know.
Well, people try to take that Carmelo not being able to lead the Knicks to the promised land as, I told you he's trash. Like, well, hold on.
Yeah,
This
right.
is a guy who averages 25 and 7 for his career.
Well, who are the teams that is he leading the promised lands that aren't in the Olympic?
I'm just saying, like,
good thing you're on
there's
this
an
side of the
in-between
table.
between leading a team to the promised land and being trash.
True.
And so when you ask, is he an impact player, I feel like it's disrespectful to Carmelo Anthony.
Okay,
As
fine.
if he
What's the lowest bar you're comfortable in saying that he's going to be? Like, where is he? If it's a scale of 1 to 10 as far as impact players in the league, where would you put him?
I mean, depending on what team he goes to, he could be a 7 or an 8.
Are you serious?
But is he going to be the best player on the team? And that part of his career is probably over. He's got to be a specialist in the sense of just go out there and get buckets.
Yeah.
But it can't be Carmelo's our best player, and then we got to get a bunch of role players to kind of fit around him. That part is over.
We're done.
But the part of him scoring 23 a night for a team that goes deep in the playoffs, that still lives.
Yeah, it's insulting because he's always been a great player on bad teams or good teams, never a great team. Now you put him on a good team or a great team, he's still going to be a good to great player. He's buckets. Like people talk about
buckets.
like literally in the NBA, when you talk about Carmelo, they say ISO buckets. Like you give him the ball anywhere, he's going. He's one-on-one, one of the best scorers still in
That's
this game.
fine, and that doesn't go away. I just think he's just another shooter in the league at this point.
He's not a shooter.
No, he's not a shooter.
Carmelo Anthony, to me, is not going to make any team aggressively better or worse. And I just don't think at this stage it's going to be a huge deal.
Daryl Morey thinks so, and he talks nothing but the numbers
They
and
also gave
analytics.
James Harden $200 million, and the dude disappeared in the most important game of his career.
But he's also been an MVP running 2 of the last 3 years, and he actually won it by the players.
And disappeared when it mattered.
Yeah, it's no disrespect to Melo's legacy. It's just where he is at this stage.
He was exhausted.
When you call
Are you
him
kidding me right
just
now?
another
From
shooter,
what?
He had to carry that team.
that puts him in a role. Like, to me, when someone says, oh, he's just a shooter, Alan Crabb, maybe at the high end, J.J. Redick, Kyle Korver, which is basically...
My man, the silent age, Robert Horry. To me, he's more of a Robert Horry type right now, and he's not a big shot.
What?
If he
What?
hits a shot,
That's not an awful
You are
thing.
not undefeated no more. What the hell are you talking about?
A bad player?
Robert Horry and Carmelo Anthony?
My point is, at this stage of his
Even at
career,
this stage.
Carmelo Anthony is going to hit a shot once a pay period that somebody's going to care about. He's not going to be out there every
First and
single night
15th with the
banging
buckets. He is
He's
so
not.
old.
Clint,
Man, whoa, where's LZ?
I'm sorry, why would you bring Carmelo Anthony if you needed that much from him anyway at this stage?
It's not that you needed that much from him. It's, look, the biggest knock on Carmelo Anthony is what? Is that he hasn't elevated the people who play around him.
Bingo,
right?
bango. This is the whole point.
Again, there's a huge drop off from
Who's around him?
the people around him. And
Who's around him?
is Kyle Korver Robert Horry just a shooter.
I'm not saying he's trash. I'm just saying his role.
Yeah,
Really? Oh, now you're going to take it back?
I'm saying
trash.
he's walk back. Take it back. I'm sorry. Robert Horry is not a trash player in this.
He's not.
No, he never was.
He's not
My point is,
trash.
At this point, you said it. He's a specialist. All right. But impact.
You're saying Carmelo's just a role player?
I think right now, absolutely, he's a role player at best.
Check him.
Let me ask you this. All right. Top 5, the starting 5, or whatever, I don't even care. On the team, best player does he need to be? Does he need to be the 3rd best player, the 4th best player, the 2nd best player? What's the
ceiling is
ideal
2.
situation?
Not the best.
Yeah, the ceiling is 2.
So 2 is on the board.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
3.
Oh, yeah.
Or 3.
I know, that's really?
Put it this way.
Is he not 2
Let me
now?
ask you a question. So if he played for the Golden State Warriors.
On that team, is not
Who is
Kristaps
3, 4, 5?
Golden State Warriors. He
Hold
wouldn't
on.
make the top 7.
If he played for the Golden State Warriors, and let's say Durant wasn't there.
He's like 7.
Let's say Durant wasn't there.
Oh, keep doing it.
So let's say last year, instead of the Warriors getting Durant, they got Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, no, don't do this.
I'm
What
just
are you
saying,
about to say?
Do you think he would just be a specialist?
Do you think he's number 2?
You want the short answer or the long answer?
He's 3 on that team fighting with Klay Thompson. And Klay Thompson had his...
Fine.
yeah,
But I'm just
he's
saying,
3.
like,
Him and
he's
Klay
not
Thompson.
Ian Clark, though, right?
Christmas. No, he's not Ian Clark.
That's my point. When you say
Maybe
he's a
single Mello is more motivated, but that's all the more you're going to get.
Wait, you're saying Robert Horry and Ian Clark are the same level? Like, that's ridiculous. You're acting like Robert
What's with all
Horry
this Horry disrespect?
No, what's with this Carmelo disrespect?
6 points a game. What are we talking about?
25-7. You ever seen that from Robert Horry? Yes or no?
No, but I've seen him hit big shots.
By the way,
in
He's
June.
got a
I wish I knew we were going
nickname
to
because
argue this much. I would have the full screen. The number of people who averaged 25-7 for their career in the history of this league.
And then, but what
That
was
is
the
a
final
separate
product?
discussion. Yeah.
That's a different thing than we're talking about right now.
I'm sitting over here.
He could do that now too, but he's not going anywhere.
I'm sitting over here.
Man,
They're
y'all
telling
are
us to move
stupid.
on. They're telling us to move on.
Okay.
I don't even want to keep talking to them.
Did we
Anyway,
really
you know
go
what?
there?
Clinton and I are going to talk about this next topic. Y'all just be quiet.
Yeah, let me hydrate.
Michael Jordan was asked a question about my boy Kawhi Leonard during a Q&A with young fans at his flight school camp. Here's what the great one said. Oh, he's good. Great player.
Thanks,
He's the best two-way player in the game right and now. I mean, he's pointing out the obvious, right?
Yes and no. Here's the thing. On the one hand, in the whole MVP discussion, my whole thing was about, are you doing it? Are you doing it? Not can you do it, but do you do it? And he, more than any other player in the NBA, does it every single night on both ends. So in that sense, I agree. But if I were to take the Rachel Nichols school of thought where, well, can he do it if he wanted to? Obviously, when LeBron James puts his mind to it, he is better at offense and probably either, if not equal, close enough defensively.
What does that get me?
I don't know.
Nothing.
I'll give you either or.
You're either doing it or you're thinking about doing it.
Well, look, this is a compliment, and then it's a backhand compliment at the same time. He's saying that you're the best two-way player, but no one, and even Jordan, is not saying he's the best player. Think about it, because he's basically saying, distill it, you're the best defender that is an offensive great.
Yes.
You're the best defender that plays offense that well. But when I say who's the best all-around player, I'm going to always caveat it by saying you're the best two-way player. So it's kind of a backhanded compliment.
Let me tell you something.
I don't even
Michael
know what
Jordan, his talent evaluation skills went out of the window in my book when he drafted Kwame Brown to the Washington Wizards. I don't care what he thinks of anybody. I don't care. I don't care.
New Brunswick in the house.
Look how happy he was. Come on.
David Stern's hand is bigger than his. Look
He
at that.
ruined the franchise, and he got out of town before he could even be picked. Oh, my God.
That was
it makes
not
me
a
so mad.
highlight.
You know what the worst part is? He drafted a guy with little hands and even smaller self-esteem.
So did we.
Yes.
Stick to
Never mind. Walk off on that note.
All
Wrap it
right.
up.
We're coming back. Bob Aaron's here, though. We can talk a little boxing.
Oh,
We'll
we're
take a
going to
break.
fight up here.
Take a break from
Calling
the-
Carmelo. We're calling Carmelo trash. We need Bob Aaron right now. Damn it. Come on, Bob.
And next fight this happening.
Man, what is going on? You
Oh,
got
he's getting Mike. No, I think that was it.
SportsNation is presented by Toyota. Let's go places. And in part by Sprite. Cool, crisp, refreshing lemon lime Sprite. Want a Sprite?